What's going on? Let me show you guys my studio. Goodness gracious, it is dark in here. Hey Alexa, lights. There we go. What's going on? It is your boy, Oh Gosh Leotis, and today I am going to show you guys my studio. I'm going to show you where I create my music. First off, if you're not familiar with who I am Oh Gosh Leotis. I music produce, I engineer, score music, all of those good things. So wanted to show you guys my workspace. So let's get into it. So right here is the setup. I'm gonna give you guys a better angle just so you guys can see everything. But yeah, this is my setup right here. Yeah, this is very super dope. I love it. This is probably my favorite place in the world, actually. Anywho, so what I have everything sitting on right here is the output platform desk. So as you can see, it's a lot smaller. So I'm going to cap a little bit. This is not the actual output platform desk. It is the same exact specs with the exception of the width. So it's a smaller version of it. I would have got the original one, but I didn't want anything too big in this room. Like I said earlier, well, I never even said, but this is in an apartment. So I didn't want to have too much, space taken up. I want to be able to have comfortable spacing for my clients and yeah, that's pretty much that. At the time, I didn't think I was going to be getting hardware gear, so I was like, just make a smaller version. I'm not going to need the spaces. And look where I'm at now. As you can see, I have the hardware gear, but we're gonna get into that. So the computer that I use in my setup, as you can see right here, I have the iMac. So this is gonna be the 2019 iMac. So the reason why I went with this computer, for one, first off, I love Apple. I love how seamless and clean they work. They're very great machines. They are pricey, I will say, and I'm sure you guys are familiar with that too, as far as my iPhone user. The specs on this thing, which I will put on the screen, I have i9 processor, Intel, 9th gen. I have what's it called? I have 64 gigabytes of RAM, which is more than enough RAM for what I do. I just wanted to kind of go overboard, so I ain't got to worry about nothing crashing or nothing slowing down on me. I kind of want to be ahead of the curve. I have a 1 terabyte solid state internal drive, and I have 8 gigabytes of video. So this computer is perfect. I don't need any more specs. This computer can go all the way up to 128 gigabytes of RAM, but literally there is no need for that for music production. But yeah, so that's the computer. As far as the controllers that I use, as you can see, I have a machine right here, and I also have the Komplete Control MK2. So this keyboard right here is my baby. I love this thing. This is what controls all the sounds on my computer here, as far as my VSTs and sounds and what have you. And the reason why I chose this one is it is one of the best keyboards on the market, in my opinion. It looks, as you can see, it looks really nice. It has all the lights on there and everything. And yeah, it's just super easy to use, has really dope functions and cool settings that you can do with it. The machine, I got that only because I wanted it to match the Komplete Control. So I know that is a little bit extra, but the main reason why I did it is for aesthetic. I love, I'm all about looking good and making everything look cohesive, which is why I went with the machine. Super dope drum pads for sure. As you can see, I do have the FL, the Fruity Loops Fire by Akai. That controller is super dope. I also use this mainly for the transport controls whenever I'm outside of FL, if I want to play the beat when I'm like doing some type of filing or whatever. But the functions on there is super cool as well, especially when I'm on the go. If I don't want to have to carry a huge 49 key, I could just use that and play keys on there and get the job done. But yeah, those are the controllers. And as far as instruments, I have excuse me, I have a Juno DS right here. Now this is probably No, this is my favorite instrument at the moment. This is a super dope keyboard. It has all the sounds that you would need on this thing, as far as pianos, bass guitars, real guitars, synths, everything's on there. And it's super easy to use because it's like everything on here is categorized, so you can, like, you know, click drums for drums, piano, keyboard, bass, and so on and so forth. Super dope keyboard. It's the Roland Juno DS 61 key. Also, I have the Korg TS workstation, or music workstation, which is also a super dope keyboard. It's very basic, I will say, but it has a lot of the like old school Korg sounds, like the Neptunes you would use back in the day, and really everybody back in the day. So if you want that nostalgic sounding feel in your music, this is definitely the way to go. They do have a Triton plug-in keyboard that has all these sounds in there, but there are a few sounds on this keyboard that the plug-in doesn't have. So super dope keyboard, especially and it comes in handy, especially when I'm trying to do, like, you know, like a bass sound on the Juno, and then do like keys on that. I can play at the same time and record it into my DAW, and that way I have two instruments recorded at the same time, and all I gotta do is just track drums and we're good. So I also have a Squier P bass, super dope bass guitar. I love this thing. Whenever I want realistic bass guitar sounds, that's what I use. And it's super affordable as well. Yeah, I'm not a super bass player, but I kind of can play by ear and get the job done. Also, we got a Squier Strat in the studio as well. Super dope guitar. I just got this. Also another affordable instrument. I don't play guitar that good, but I know how to play good enough to get the job done. So if you want to get a guitar to learn, I would definitely recommend Squier. Like I said, it's affordable. It feels really good. As far as like the strings, they don't feel like cheap or anything like that. It's yeah, super dope brand. And also have this also have this guitar right here. It's an acoustic guitar. It's an Olympia. So crazy thing about this guitar is that let me turn this AC off. It's over here blaring. So crazy story. I found this guitar at my mom's house. So mind you, anybody in my immediate family doesn't play instruments whatsoever. So I was kind of like, can I have this guitar? I didn't even ask how I even got there, which was also weird, but whatever. Took the guitar, I restrung it because it was very beat down and dirty and things like that. So I restrung it. I got it restrung and I cleaned it up. And whenever I want like that acoustic sounding sound, I have an acoustic guitar right there. So yeah, those are my instruments. So I'm gonna show you guys what I plug my instruments into. So right here under my desk, I have a little mountable rig right here. So it kind of defeats the purpose of me even getting this desk built, because the original output desk, you're able to mount, mountable gear. And I was kind of upset that I told myself back then that I wasn't probably gonna get mountable gear, but look at me now, we here. So right here I have a Scarlett 18i20 3rd generation. It is super dope. What I love about it is that it has a lot of inputs, so I can just keep all of my equipment plugged into it at once. I don't have to keep unplugging and plugging in whenever I want to switch gears. So I have both of my keyboards plugged in. I have my microphone, which I will get to eventually. I have my other microphone, and whenever I want to plug in anything as far as guitars and bass, I can do that right here in the front with the extra 2 inputs. I would definitely recommend Scarlett. It's super affordable for the amount of inputs that you get. Yeah, super affordable and worth the buy, especially for a music production setup. So I'm gonna show you guys the power, the surge protector and power conditioner that I have everything plugged into. I have the Furman M-8DX, super dope. It has like this LED light to let you know the voltage that's being put out. And what's cool about this thing, it has these lights, so whenever I get more gear, and it's dark in here, which is an issue I'm definitely not gonna have because I have all these lights in here, I can set these lights up so it lights up my whole rig setup right here as far as the mounted gear. Obviously I only have the Scarlett, so I really don't use these that much, but super dope. And I got this because I was getting like some buzzing sound in my, not my recordings, but just in my output with my speakers, and I just wanted to try to get anything that was disrupting my just my output. So that's that. I also have this cool piece of gear right here. So this thing is an interface, and it's a monitor controller. So pretty much the purpose of this is to I have all my speakers plugged into it, so I can control what speakers I want to use, because as you can see I have 2 sets of speakers, which I'll get to in a minute. So if I'm like want to mix out low volume, I can just use the 5-inch Yamahas over there and just click the letter A, and if I want the big speakers, I click the letter B. Or if I just want to use, you know, obviously if I just want to use the big speakers, I just press V. And it has these cool features like I can mute the music if I want to, I can dim it so I can still hear it, but it turns it down. I can mix in mono, which is super helpful when I'm mixing records. But yeah, that's the monitor controller. That's super dope. So the speakers that I'm using are all Yamaha, as you can see. And the reason why I chose Yamaha is because they're super clean. Like I love how clean and flat they are, especially for mixing vocals and really anything. And they're mad affordable. I definitely would recommend these speakers if you're trying to do vocals. Now, the reason why I got the Yamaha HS7s is because like I said, I really like the clean and flat sound of Yamahas. I just needed some low end, and I'd get a sub, but the way my apartment is set up, it's just not gonna happen because I would disrupt all my neighbors and things like that. So I was like, let me just get something a little bit bigger, but I can definitely take these anywhere whenever I have sessions anywhere else outside of my studio, and get everything that I need as far as the cleanliness and the low end. Yeah, so the HS5s right there, and then the HS7s. I love those speakers, super dope. All right, so last but not least, no, I have 2 more things to go over actually. So my microphone, which is plugged into the Scarlett, I have the Rode NTK. This mic is super dope. It's not my mic, but I do plan on buying one of these for sure. Like, I would recommend the Rode NTK. I feel like it's an all-purpose mic, and I get really clean recordings with it. My friend, real name James, he's a super dope rapper. We actually dropped an album back in, I think, April. Yeah, this is actually his mic. He let me borrow it, and I'm really considering buying this mic. And then my other microphone that I have is the Perception 420. So this mic I use for all of like my percussions, acoustic guitar, anything really that's not vocals. I use that mic. Because, you know, I have it right here next to the desk. It's on this little arm thingy. So I can just, whenever I'm not using it, I just put it on the side of the speaker like that so it's not in the way. Last but not least, the sound panels. As you can see, I have some on the ceiling. I have them on the wall. There you go. And I also have like this this white curtain. It's kind of like a soundproof curtain. I don't think it's really serving that much purpose, but it looks cool over there. Yeah, so these soundproof panels are super dope. I actually built these myself with a couple buddies of mine. We're actually gonna start selling these in the near future. So if you guys are interested in panels, as you can see, these came out super dope. They look clean and professional, which I'm surprised because I'm not a carpenter or a builder of any sorts, but you know, you made this happen. So yeah, definitely will be selling those in the near future, so be on the lookout for that. And I have this one in the booth right here. I didn't get to show it, but it's like super fuzzy. See that? It's just for the vibes. Now let me stop petting it. I actually have the same fur right here on the door. On the other side of this door is the rest of my apartment, but that's irrelevant right now. Thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe and share this with a friend. If you guys have any questions on anything that I covered in the studio, leave a comment down below. If you guys seen anything in the studio that I didn't cover, go ahead and leave a comment down below and ask any questions that you guys may have. Yeah, thank you for watching. I'm gonna go ahead and get back to work. Thank you.